There he is. See him sucking on it. Got him. Man, I think some of my favorite fishing is jig fishing, eh? Just the ability to feel that bite, feel that fish come up and smack it. I mean, that fish right there, there was one little hit and then you could just see him sucking on it. And then the other part of it is the fact that, I mean, look what we're doing right now. I mean, this fish is going the other way with this thing, and it's because you're trying to bring them just vertical. At least that's what I'm doing today. I'm fishing pretty deep water here. I'm fishing 35, 36 feet, kind of moving up and down a break, and these fish are just stacked up right on the edge of this break. That's a doggone good walleye we got on here too. But it's so fun to fish a jig because once I saw these fish, I was able to just stop and park and fish right over the top of them. And when you can do that, ooh, it's a good walleye too. When you can do that, man, I'll tell you, you can just sit and catch fish after fish after fish because you're so precise. A jig allows you to be so precise. Look at that, he got himself unhooked for me too. What a break. Let's bring this fish in, let me show him to you because he is just a dynamite walleye. Look at that. What a great fish. Look at that. Man, that is awesome. That's what we're chasing today. Just good old-fashioned walleyes that some of them are gonna eat great tonight. Some of them are just gonna be fun to catch and get let go. This guy, he's gonna get let go. We'll throw him back. And let me show you what I'm using and explain to you exactly why I'm using it. This is the all-new Lindy Jig. And this is, in my opinion, the very best jig on the market. Let me explain to you why. Number one is the hook. You look at that 20, 21 inch walleye that I just let go. That hook is still perfectly intact. There's no bend to it, and fish after fish after fish can get caught. And these are just such a good quality hook. They stay sharp and they don't bend. So you don't gotta worry about your hook. And you know, there's a lot of jigs out there, and a lot of the places where they save some money on those cheaper jigs is on the hook. And the last thing I wanna do is have a hook open up and a fish get away and reel that out and see an open hook. You'll never see that on a Lindy Jig. Number two is if you look at this jig, what you have is 3D eyes. They actually stick out. Well, what I'm trying to say with this that makes it so important is when you're looking at a jig, a lot of times we just think of the weight and that's how you get a bait down there. But realistically, if we can look just like a minnow down there, and this does because we have those bulging eyes, it helps just make it so that the fish are attracted to it, make it so that they want to eat it, and it'll make it so that they want to eat it further up versus just eating that bait that you're offering back here. And the further up you can get them to eat it, if they believe this is the head of a minnow, the more often you're going to hook up. You notice I'm not even using a stinger hook today. And then I got one more thing about this jig that I think is the very most important part. If you look at this, this line tie is clean every single time. This jig is actually sprayed. So every single time that jig is going to be tied on, you don't got to dig any paint out of there. All you got to do is slide that line in there and tie it on. And whether it's one of those chilly days, a windy day, whatever it is, or if your eyesight's getting a little rough, which mine is, I'll tell you, it makes such a big difference to me to be able to just tie that jig on, put some bait down there. It doesn't matter if it's a crawler, a leech, a minnow, whatever it is, and just get back down there. When you're out looking at jigs, you know, no matter what the trip is you got coming, whether you're going to Canada, you're just going out opening a fishing, no matter what it is, look at the all-new Lindy Jig because it's got all of these great features. It's not gonna let you down. It's gonna catch fish for you day in and day out.